Jai Shriman Narayan. Jai Shriman Narayan. I pay my obeisances to my spiritual master, Srimad Jagadguru Sudarshan Acharya Ji Maharaj. I pay my obeisances to Lord Sri Ramanuj. I pay my obeisances to our Purva Acharyas. I pay my obeisances to our 12 Alvars. I pay my obeisances to Mother Lakshmi, and I pay my obeisances to Lord Sriman Narayan. I welcome all of you here physically at the Sri Narayan Dham in Durban, South Africa. I welcome those that's watching this discourse locally, nationally, and internationally. And I welcome in advance those that's going to be watching this discourse when it is posted on YouTube and the various groups from around the world subsequently. We are on day 3 of the Sri Narayan Dham's celebration, which we call the month of the Ramanujans, starting from the 5th of May, which is the birth date of Ramanuj, and ending on the 27th of May, which is the birthday of Swami Sudarshan Acharya Ji Maharaj. And this year specifically, we are establishing that Lord Ramanuj is the Adi Guru of the whole world. Lord Ramanuj is the Adi Guru of the whole world, and he will remain the Adi Guru of this whole world until the end of Kaliyug. Adi Guru means first Guru, not only in the Sri Sampradaya, not only in the Sri Sampradaya, although his spiritual birth was from the Sri Sampradaya, which is the principal Sampradaya. Sampradaya will mean, in our context, spiritual university. So there are 4 spiritual universities. That's one. There are 4 spiritual universities, one headed by Mother Lakshmi, one headed by Lord Brahma, one headed by the 4 Kumaras, and one headed by Lord Shiva. The duty of these spiritual universities are to dispense cosmic law. Sanatan Dharma means cosmic law. So cosmic law has to be the same across the universe, because the law is in the context of this universe that we are living in. So like we are in South Africa, we have a South African constitution. That constitution have to be the same in all 9 provinces. Yes, because it is a South African constitution, it covers the entire South Africa. So by design, the constitutional law will be embraced by every citizen of South Africa. Similarly, the cosmic law will be embraced by every living entity, and when you're a human being, it is for you. When you're a human being, it is for you. It's also for the Devis and Devtas. All living entities, the cosmic law must be the same. So you can't have the Sri Sampradaya promulgating a law and then the Brahma Sampradaya contradicting the law of the Sri Sampradaya. What will happen in this universe? Can there be any contradictions in cosmic law? Can there be any contradictions in the 4 universities? There can be In law, there can be no contradiction. Yes? So the law must apply equally to everyone through these four spiritual universities. Whatever is promulgated in the Sri Sampradaya, the same law, exact same law, must be promulgated in the Brahma Sampradaya, the exact same law in the Kumpara Sampradaya, and the exact same law in the Rudra Sampradaya. Make sense? If we got 9 universities in this country, in the 9 provinces, and if you want to learn the constitutional law in each of the 9 provinces, must the constitutional law be the same in all 9 provinces? Because it is covered in one country called South Africa. So we have 9 provinces. If we have 9 constitutional or 9 universities teaching law, then all the law that the university teach must be the same in all 9 provinces. So in South Africa, we have the national government, we have the provincial government, and we have municipal government. So where there's a contradiction between the municipal government and the provincial government, which law must be taken into account? Now I'm talking municipal and provincial. Provincial law will override municipal law. And then, if there is a contradiction between the provincial law and the national law, then which law will override which law? National law will override the provincial law. Is it commonsensical? Easy to understand? Yeah. So Veda Vyas, when he compiled the Vedas, and I explained yesterday, and Avir just likes, I have to whack him here, he doesn't proofread. He doesn't proofread. He just sent. Yesterday, I said about 10 times there are 4 dimensions. First dimension is transcendental. Second dimension is second dimension is sorry intuition. Third dimension is mental. So if you go read the discourse today, his summary, the third dimension he got there is the spoken word. So he need to remove it. I didn't phone him and ask him to remove it because I wanted to disgrace him. When I saw it, I wanted to embarrass him. All right. And then the fourth one is spoken or written. Fourth one is spoken or written. Satish is enjoying it. That is why he had a good laugh. All right. So this is our satsang. This is how we run it. We need to run it properly. And where we make mistakes, we must put up our hand and say, we made a mistake. All right? So, Avir, before you send, I don't think you'll ever make that mistake again. And if your wife is getting embarrassed with you, I'm sure she'll make sure you don't make that mistake again. And your dad is more embarrassed than both of your. And since he's an administrator, he's from the academia. You bring in big disgrace into the Banwari Lal family. I'm sure this mistake not going to happen. And lastly, our last, our Yajvan, all right? He'll make sure no mistake before posting. Okay, let's go back. Let's go back. So when Veda Vyas was compiling all the Vedas, he classed them according to law. And he used the Rig Veda. This law that I gave you is from the Rig Veda. Transcendental knowledge in its purest form, undifferentiated consciousness. Veda is one. Veda is one split into four Vedas. All right. That information is one corpus of information. That information is the purest information. There's no information more pure than the information, the transcendental knowledge of the Vedas. And the sages downloaded the Vedas from the transcendental level to the intuitive level and brought it down for mankind in words and form. And when it is reversed, it goes back to its original transcendental position. So that is the cosmic law. The four Vedas, or the Veda that was downloaded by the sages, that is the cosmic law called Sanatan. Dharma is called Shruti. It's called Shruti. And this is what's happening here. Although all of you can read, you'll have phones, even in this modern time, you'll need to come to a guru and hear the cosmic law. Yes? Even in this modern time, this is an ashram and it's a part-time gurukul, is it not? You'll come for Sunday classes. It's a part-time gurukul. It fits in with the gurukul system, doesn't it? Only difference in the gurukul system of your, well, it is still practiced in India, and this system was deliberately broken by the British because this system is what kept India perfect. When they came to India, they saw a perfect society. When the British came to India, no theft, no robbery, no burglar guards, no alarms, no nothing, because India was living in Dharma. And Dharma comes from Sanatan Dharma. And children went to the Gurukul. India was the first country to have a university. There were no universities in any part of the world. People from around the world should come to India University to learn Dharma and all. Physical science is from the Vedas. Biology is from the Vedas. Maths is from the Vedas. Trigonometry is from the Vedas. So all these subjects were taught in India first. Then the they Arabs took some of the subjects and went to Europe, and then the European noted the mathematics through the Arabs, and they thought the Arabs invented mathematics. No, Arabs did not invent anything. They learned everything from India. Okay, so you need to be proud of your heritage. Your spiritual DNA links you to the purest form of knowledge. Your spiritual DNA links you to the purest form of knowledge. All religion come from history. Yes? Religion takes its birth from history. Some prophet was born, or God's son was born, then it becomes historical. Sanatan Dharma is not historical, it is scientific. Sanatan Dharma takes its birth from scientific knowledge. Yes? But these four Vedas, when it was downloaded, then everything that man has to encounter in the universe is comprehensively explained. Medical science is in the Vedas. It means when you get sick, don't run to the guru, go doctor and get your big fat injection. Guru is not a doctor. All right? Because medical science came with the Vedas. But we fix you up, so you join us. If I don't fix you up, how are you going to sit here? Okay? So, Sanatan Dharma is a perfect and absolute system of knowledge. System of knowledge, and only knowledge can change you, nothing else. Only knowledge can take away your anxiety. Only knowledge can take away your pain. Only knowledge can take away your suffering, nothing else. Nothing else. Everything is knowledge. Yes or no? Now, when you're driving out of this ashram, what you're going to start using? Knowledge. Your eyes will see few white pillars going down. Then you'll use your knowledge of driving and stay within the parameters of the pillars on that side and the wall on this side. Then when you go up, you'll stay within the parameters of the fence on this side and the wall on that side. When you come out of this driveway, you'll put your indicators on, that is knowledge. And from here until you go home, you're using knowledge. Then when you're going to sleep, you're thinking, you're using knowledge to think. And then when you dream, you're in a knowledge state. Everything is knowledge. And that is Sanatan Dharma. Sanatan Dharma is not history. It is knowledge in motion. When you breathe in, knowledge. Ram, why you don't hold your breath? Breathe in and hold your breath. Why you don't do that? If you hold your breath, what will happen? If you hold your breath, what will happen? You'll collapse? Yeah, you have knowledge that if you hold your breath, you'll collapse. That's why you don't hold your. So everything is knowledge. There's nothing that's not knowledge. And the purest knowledge comes from your Creator. Purest knowledge comes from your Creator. Knowledge converted is energy. Knowledge converted is energy. If you want money and you go rob someone, you have knowledge how to rob someone, it is negative energy. Yes? And if you want money and you go to work and you work honestly and get the money, it is positive energy. You did the work, you stole, you used energy, you worked, you used energy. Some people like to steal more than work. But you're using energy and you're using knowledge because you'll know how to steal, Ram. Before you steal money from Babi's wardrobe, what you should do? Make sure she's far in the garden, come inside, steal that 200 rand, put in your pocket, walk outside quietly like nothing happened. Ram, you use knowledge because you know where Bobby must be when you're stealing the money. And you must know how to react when you steal in the money. Ram was a good smiler, a charmer. He had knowledge how to charm his wife. Your daughter saying true. Ram, when you come here, Guru take out half truths and just converts it with the discourse to satisfy the discourse. All right? If I take out full truths, Ram won't be here. So I just have to massage the truth here and there. All right? So knowledge is needed. Is knowledge needed? All the time for a living entity, knowledge is needed. Even ants have knowledge. If you take a teaspoon of salt and offer it to the ants, and if you take a teaspoon of sugar and offer it to the ants, where the ants will go. So they have knowledge. And whilst talking about ants, I was so impressed. I think this week, Saturday or Sunday, we had some people come to the Goshala, but they from India residing in South Africa. So they came prepared. They said this was the second time they came here. So they brought food for Lachman. They knew we had a dog. And they brought food for the Gomatas. And they also brought food for the ants. They were looking for ants. And when they found an army of ants, they were so excited. They said, "There's it, there's it." And I was wondering what. I thought they saw a snake in the bush. And they went and fed the ants. And yet Nirali sprayed the ants, crushed the ants with the heel. And here's this family looking for ants to feed. This is Sanatan Dharma. You are allowed to kill the same ants in your house. You are allowed to kill and remove pests in your house. Jessica, not Satish, I said pests. You are allowed to remove pests. All right? Nirali, don't crush that cockroach until the white shoots out. Just buy odorless doom. Shh. Om Namo Narayan. So you see knowledge? Knowledge initially is streamed pure. From the transcendental state, when knowledge comes down, it comes absolutely pure. When it enters the saints and sages, it comes absolutely pure. But when it enters mankind, that knowledge which supposed to be used for dharma is used for adharma, dharma, it's mixed. And that is when it gets messed up. So when the knowledge is messed up, then Sanatan Dharma becomes messed up. Because Sanatan Dharma, by its very nature, is pure knowledge, meticulous knowledge, absolute knowledge, and absolute righteousness and divinity. Can you see what the Guru is trying to tell you? So, when knowledge is used after a long time, either way, right way, wrong way, it becomes history. Yes? And when you go back and take recordings of this history and bring it forward, it does not mean it's pure knowledge. It's historical knowledge. It's historical knowledge. And we call that knowledge Puranas. We call that knowledge Puranas. History of divine beings, history of demonic beings, history of normal beings, and that is collated by various writers, and that's called Puranas. Then we got another type of history which we call Itihasa, and this history is when the Lord comes down himself. So the Ramayana is Itihasa and the Mahabharata is Itihasa. Both the author of the Mahabharata was alive and the Mahabharata happened in his lifetime and he personally witnessed that history. The author, Yajwan, play with your cow on the mat. The author of Ramayana, Valmiki, was present when Lord Ram entered the material atmosphere and he witnessed this history by himself and wrote the Ramayana. So the Ramayana and the Mahabharata are witnessed by their authors. The Puranas are just stories taken from Lord Brahma. Eventually, Lord Brahma is the gatherer of all the information in the Puranas. He gathered it and it was then compiled by Veda Vyas. So it does not mean that whatever Veda Vyas compiles is the absolute truth. He just compiles whatever information comes to him that needs to be compiled in terms of the Puranas. All right. Then Lord Brahma himself is an ordinary human being like Vasan. If Vasan is doing all the right things, then when he pass on, and if there is a Brahma missing, so we are in the smallest universe. Our Brahma only has four heads. Look at Vasan's head. If Lord Narayan wanted 10-headed Brahma, just saying in a bigger universe, and there's also 100-headed Brahma in bigger universes. I think we put Vasan there. So Vasan can take the position of Brahma. Brahma is not a personal being. It is a position. It is a title. Any individual who lives 100 clean lifetimes, you can be a Brahma. Ram, if you want to be a Brahma, what Ram will do with 100 heads, 200 eyes, how Ram will look. Are we clear? When you summarizing, I want you to summarize as per my explanation. All right. Then we got the Bhagavad Gita. The Bhagavad Gita is spoken by the Supreme Lord Himself. And the Bhagavad Gita is a summary of all the Vedas. Bhagavad Gita summarizes all the Vedas. In the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna mentions the Brahma Sutras. When he mentions the Brahma Sutras, it means now that is an authorized scripture. He says, I am to be known by all the Vedas. Chapter 15, verse 15, he says, I am to be known by all the Vedas. He thereby endorses the Vedas as the purest scriptures. Yes? Then he mentions Lord Ram. Lord Ram, which then connects the Ramayana to the Supreme Lord. And then he mentions Lord Shiva. He connects Lord Shiva to the Supreme Lord. He does not mention any Puranas in the Bhagavad Gita because it has no validity in the Bhagavad Gita. You understand? So we and then we got the Brahma Sutras. The Brahma Sutra, the Upanishad is very difficult to understand. It's Vedanta, the end of all knowledge. So the Brahma Sutra clears all confusions in the Upanishads so that you can easily understand the Upanishad. Right? So here's the law. The universal law is the four Vedas, Shruti, and the Upanishads is included in the four Vedas. Upanishads are included in the four Vedas. Then the next law is the Bhagavad Gita, because it is spoken by the Creator Himself. Next law is Brahma Sutras, because the compiler of all the Vedas, he saw where the Upanishad seems to be conflicting to the human mind, and he synthesizes it and interfaces it and summarizes it in such a way that humanity can understand the Upanishads through the Brahma Sutra. So these three are the law in Sanatan Dharma. The four Vedas, including the Upanishads, the Bhagavad Gita, and the Brahma Sutras. Then the Itihasas. And lastly, only if a Purana is consistent with the teachings of the four Vedas, then that Purana must be accepted. And the Purana that interfaces without a single contradiction in every Veda is the Vishnu Purana. Okay? So, when Lord Ramanuj appeared 1,000 years ago, as I've said numerously, the situation was exactly as it is today. False philosophies, atheism, and nobody had a clear understanding. This understanding that I'm giving you is not my own. This, what I explained to you, is explained by Lord Sri Ramanuj. He is the basis of all my discourses. He is my basis. I source all my information from him, transcendent. Okay, I'm downloading now from Lord Sri Ramanuj. He computed all of this. He explained all of this like this. It took him 120 years. He lived for 120 years. It took him over 60 years. What I gave you in half an hour, he compiled it over 60 years. He was meticulous. He, he was error free. He was absolutely pure. Because on one end, as I explained to you yesterday, he downloaded the transcendental information. But when you download transcendental information, it is not enough. You have to reference it with the four Vedas. You can't say four Vedas is in my head. You saw how many Vedas these people made. You saw how many Krishnas are dancing. Hmm? You saw they took epilepsy and made it into an ecstatic dance. Hmm? So, this is why God said when you download through the disciplic succession, you must also cross reference. You must also cross reference. So, again, let's go to national, provincial, and municipal. If you take the Puranas, then the lowest category of the Puranas is the municipality. Then you got the province, and then you got national. So in national, you got the absolute four Vedas in its purest state. In provincial, you got somebody that learned the four Vedas and wrote his explanation of the four Vedas. And in municipality, you got these Puranas, all collated history. All right. If you have to make a judgment, if the province, which we'll call Smriti, Smriti means learning the Vedas as per your understanding and writing the Vedas as per how you understood it. That is called Smriti. So you got Shruti, which is absolutely transcendental. Then you got Smriti, that transcendental knowledge somebody collated and put his in writing. If that Smriti that he put in writing is not in accordance with Shruti, then you can't use that Smriti. So, like the provincial government cannot override the national government, and the municipal government cannot override the provincial government, what we have with ISKCON currently is that the municipality is now ruling South Africa. ISKCON is using municipal laws to run a country. Does it make sense? Because they took their foundational basis is the Brahma Samhita, which is a smriti, if it ever exists, but it is in total contradiction to all the Vedas, all the Shruti. The Brahma Samhita is in total contradiction to all the Shruti. And they use the Bhagavad Purana, which is at the municipal level, uh, the example I'm giving you, and they're using a municipal law to override the country's law. How ridiculous. And some of them still got the nerve to take me on. Don't they feel ashamed, Cyril? Hmm? So, what I am doing with ISKCON 1,000 years later Lord Ramanuj did exactly the same. There were other ISKCONs in his time, and he obliterated all the ISKCONs. But he brought this information first as I gave it to you. And this is why I say that Lord Ramanuj is the Adi Guru of Kaliyug. Lord Ramanuj is the Adi Guru of Kaliyug, because when this information, tomorrow's discourse will show how Lord Ramanuj came to this point. Nirali is not disappointed because she knows she'll be on a bed there. She won't be missing this discourse. Nirali is disappointed? Yeah, she is not disappointed. 50 years ago, she'd be thinking, I'll miss my guru's discourse if I don't come on donkey back. Nirali, you don't believe you traveled on a donkey to come to your guru's satsang many lifetimes ago, Nirali. Puranas. Are we in understanding? Can you see structure? When I'm giving you information, can you see formality? Can you see structure? Can you see reason? Can you understand? Do you have to have a PhD to understand? This is understanding for ordinary man. God made Sanatan Dharma accessible to every human being. In the time of Lord Ramanuj, Adi Shankar Acharya, and again tomorrow I'm going to go there, he had introduced the Brahman system, and only Brahman had access to the Vedas. And that's when Lord Ramanuj broke that down. He went onto a temple and he gave the Narayan mantra to the whole world. And 1,000 years later, in 2018, Nirali, Acharya Sham Ramanuj, when Facebook did its first live, Facebook's first live, I gave the Om Namo Narayan mantra to the world. Did I not? I was afraid to discourse live. So I said, let me just make a start by giving the mantra. All right. Later, we started giving live discourses. I think it was before 2018. We need to find out when Facebook went live. Before, yes. So the day Facebook went live, we were having satsang. And I took the opportunity and gave that Om Namo Narayan mantra to the whole world. Vasani looking confused. Huh? Yeah, his body is here, his mind is in Christiana, his intellect is in the bank balance. Heavy confusion. Right? And I was explaining to Vasan, I went into his mind whilst he was at home. I said, I won't phone him today. Let me see whether he's like Vishwadhar. Vishwadhar should come from Joburg. Instead of running first to the ashram and see the Guru, he'll go and see his family. Eventually, he'll find time somewhere in the afternoon to come and see the Guru. So I said, no, I'm going to leave him. Because I found him struggling. Vasan was struggling at home. Must I go? Must I not go? How's my bank account? No, not good. If I don't go, it might not move. If I sit here, I'll fall off to sleep. If I go rub the Guru's feet tomorrow morning, I might not get any energy from there. So he just jumped in his van and he landed here. Body is here. I don't know where's the soul. All right. So this is what Lord Ramanuj did, exactly like how I am doing it 1,000 years ago. Heavy confusion, ISKCON all over the show, false philosophies, false gurus, dancing gurus, all types of things were happening. And Lord Sri Ramanuj came and cleared the path. But he had to reference everything and he set a precedent. So I'm waiting for anyone to call me for a debate. I'm ready. I am ready for anybody to call me for a debate. I'm not going to give references in these discourses, but we are ready. We are ready to talk to anyone, anywhere, anytime. I don't have to travel to India. We can do a Zoom. We can do a Zoom. All right. So we need the world to know that it was Lord Sri Ramanuj that brought the sun back into Sanatana Dharma. The world doesn't know it. Yes, the world doesn't know it. And don't you think these people who piggybacked of Lord Ramanuj, they used his name. ISKCON even do his birthday, but they are in total contradiction to Lord Ramanuj's teachings. In total contradiction, but they do his birthday just for the people to know that they are endorsed by Lord Ramanuj. So, don't you think that they should be booted out of this atmosphere? Don't you think that time is right, aware that they need to come out? Because Lord Ramanuj and ISKCON cannot exist or coexist because the teachings are in total contradiction. Only one type of frequency can work. Yes? So we need to boot them out, and we'll boot them out by promoting the absolute truth of Lord Sri Ramanuj. Jai Sriman Narayana.